everyone, and welcome to today's Top 4 at 4, where we discuss the top 4 issues facing OEA at the Capitol this week. I'm Amanda Ewing, your Legislative and Political Director, and I'm particularly excited about this week's presentation because it is full of good news. This week, we'll discuss legislation regarding TLE, RSA, EOIs, and Delegate Assembly. But before we get to that, I want to give a quick explanation of the conference committees because with each of these first 3 topics, we're talking about bills that have conference committees as their next step. So when the House and Senate have both passed a bill, but they've passed slightly different versions of the same bill, that bill heads to a conference committee. So tomorrow is a big deadline. All the bills have to have passed both the House and Senate floors to remain alive for this session. Now, if the House and Senate pass the same version of a bill, that bill heads to the governor, as we know. But if they pass different versions, those bills head to a conference committee. Now, leadership appoints House and Senate members to the conference committee to agree on a final version of the bill. So the conferees, as they're called, agree to this final compromised version that then goes back to the House and Senate for another vote. Now, when it's in the House or the Senate for that final vote, they can either vote yes, and if they both do that, then the bill goes to the governor. They can vote no, which will kill the bill for the remainder of this session, or they can send the bill back to conference committee for the conferees to make another attempt at a compromise. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to your LPO specialist for Western Oklahoma, Chanson Flicks.
Thank you, Amanda. 2 bills focused on a TLE delay were passed today. Senate Bill 706 by Senator Ford and Representative Casey passed the House 89-1, and House Bill 1290 by Representative Canaday and Senator Fields passed the Senate 41-0. Both bills will require a 2-year delay on the quantitative half of the evaluation. It also directs the TLE Commission to continue studies on student learning objectives and student outcome objectives. As Amanda had already mentioned, both of these bills are now going to be headed to conference committees where we're going to go ahead and see what we can do to make sure that they both keep advancing through the process.
All right, thanks, Chanson. Now let's go to Ivy Riggs, your LPO specialist for Eastern Oklahoma.
Thanks, Amanda. My 2 topics are going to be the Reading Sufficiency Act and end of instruction exams. We had 2 good bills pass out of the legislature this week for Reading Sufficiency Act, Senate Bill 630, which extends the team decision for retention promotion for 3rd graders until the school year 1920, and then House Bill 1065, which would require the test to retain or promote a 3rd grader to be reading only. Only the reading portion of the test be used to make that decision. There is another RSA bill that is still alive, possibility to be heard as late as tomorrow, Senate Bill 785, but so far nothing has happened with it. For the end of instruction exams, the bill that passed out of the Senate today was House Bill 1622, which would remove the EOI and leave it up to the State Board of Education to replace it or to adopt new assessments and new graduation recommendations. It also does away with any tests that are not federally mandated for grades 3 through 8. There are 2 more bills that would address removing EOIs that are still alive and the possibility of being heard in the House tomorrow, 707, Senate Bill 707 and Senate Bill 784, and we will just keep watching those.
All right, thank you, Ivy. So our final topic today is OEA Delegate Assembly. Beginning tomorrow for OEA board members and Friday for the rest of our delegates, OEA members from around the state will convene in Midwest City for our annual convention. We'll conduct organizational business, consider recommendations by the membership as to what we should be doing over the next year, and hopefully have some fun doing it. So if you're joining us, we look forward to seeing you at Delegate Assembly. So that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining the Top 4 at 4, and we hope you have a great afternoon.
Have a good evening.